So, Michael, do you think that like it matters how much of a body count a woman has?
Yeah, I mean, well, so statistically, here's the thing. Let's
I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
So let's forget what I think. Let's just go. There's two main studies.
Sure, like I don't give a fuck.
Let's just look at like two major data points. One of them is the studies done by Dr. David Buss in his book Evolution of Desire, where he goes over the #1 correlation between a woman cheating in a marriage is how many bodies that she had before she got married. That's the #1 correlation. Is it the same thing for men? Sort of. So the thing with men is like the thing with men is like if you have a guy who's let's say he's the assistant manager at a Walmart in Des Moines, Iowa. He didn't have any chance to fuck girls before he got married, so he's not going to have a chance to fuck girls after he gets married. Does that make sense? But if you have a guy who's like the drummer for, you know, some rock and roll band, he had a bunch of chances to get laid before he was married, and so now afterwards he still has more chance. For women, and you got ladies can speak to this, when women want sex, sex manifests. They don't have to like work for it. Like if a woman wants to cheat, it's not a function of could she cheat. There are some men who want to cheat and can't. There's no such thing for women. If women want to cheat, penis appears. You guys understand?
It's already there.
It can happen in a split second.
Right. So that's why the numbers don't correlate. But what we do find is that the #1, according to Dr. Buss, the #1 correlation between a woman being her fidelity in a marriage and or her cheating in a marriage is how many sexual partners she had before she got married. So if you wanted a woman who's less likely to cheat, you should probably sleep with a woman or marry a woman who hasn't been with as many men. That wasn't my opinion. I just did express. By the way, what I just said pisses a lot of people off. But
none of that pisses me off.
It's just math.
No, it doesn't piss me off.
It's just math.
It pisses me off because I've been engaged 3 times.
The second one is no. This study's a little older, and the reason why it's older is because.
Real quick question, Michael. So if you met a girl and you were into her and she told you that her body count was over 100, would that be a no
You gotta
go
be like,
for
I'm
you?
not marrying this girl.
So the thing is, I've dated so many different types of women. I would definitely have a great time with her. I might even invite her over. Like my girlfriend and I will see women together sometimes. I might do that, but I'm not going to probably try to have a long-term relationship with someone like that. No,
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like again.
But do you think that's because you don't want to, or do you think it's because she's just got such a high butt?
I don't think that's all men, though. I really don't.
The thing is, I think the issue is like for me, because my business means so much to me. Like I said, we had 2 $500,000 months in the last 2 months. This is too important to me to screw this up or to have someone come off. And like, here's the other thing. I'm going to say this is going to come off as a double standard, but you as a woman have way more of an ability to embarrass your man publicly than the opposite. If a woman gets cheated on publicly, the next thing that happens is guys slide in her DMs. If a guy gets cheated on, for instance, let's just say there was some movie star and he got cheated on by his last 3 girlfriends. Your imagination about his penis size, whether or not he's good in bed or whether or not he's insecure. I ask women this all the time. They're always like, he must suck in bed. He must be insecure. Right. So when a woman cheats on a man, it can hurt his reputation. He could lose his job. He can lose his friends. He's going to get scored. I
believe that 100%.
Exactly.
If a woman gets cheated on and she's attractive, she loses nothing. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. It hurts for both. And I'm not trying to have a double standard here. And lying is lying, and cheating is lying.
No, I'm with you on this.
Yes.
I'm listening.
I cheat back, so I don't know.
For sure. What I'm saying, but my point is like, for me as the CEO of my company, for me to date someone who might just be like, hey, you know, I got drunk the other night and took some Molly and I fucked one, you know, some guy and I didn't mean to do it. And it in her mind, because she's been with so many guys, it just wasn't that big of a deal for her. And it legitimately wasn't that big of a deal for her. And legitimately, she still loves me. In that case, she still like embarrassed me. And I have a company where now this is going to cause me to maybe lose clients or lose face. So that there's too much of that to worry about, which is why you see a lot of guys who, when they choose wisely, like I don't think Jeff Bezos chose wisely with his new wife, the new woman he engaged with.
Or what about the Logan Paul situation?
Oh, talk about that. That's probably the worst. That's probably the best teaching moment.
Because she's been like, apparently she's been with like all these guys, and she's like in the news.
So somebody with Bezos
with like all these photos.
No, 2 different things. So Jeff Bezos left his wife McKinsey and then started seeing another woman who's clearly like just like out here for the money. It's not a good look for him. But the thing is with Logan Paul is. Logan Paul's 28. He's dating a 31-year-old woman. And
when did he break up? I heard that Logan Paul was with Josie Canseco for a long time.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, he meets a girl named Nina Agdal, and 10 years ago, Nina Agdal's huge model. She was in Sports Illustrated, whatever. Now they're dating, whatever. He gets engaged to her on television. They get engaged in France. It's a big deal, and it's very clear that he wants the world to know he's engaged.
That needs to be a rule.
What?
Don't get engaged on television.
Well, of course, but the thing is, but his whole life he's been taught everything I do, I need to film.
Yes.
And he even says when he complains about people, in their conjecture about his engagement, they're like, well, you can talk about me all you want. He says that. I didn't say that about Logan Paul. He said that, right? So he goes off and he gets engaged to her, and there's two comments that they make afterwards. They do a podcast together, and so she's fair game as far as I'm concerned. And then in the podcast, two things. She goes, well, there were certain things that you were involved with I wanted to be involved with. And I was like, okay, that's strange. And then she goes, and then he goes, one of the things I really respected about you, it goes, is how long you made me wait. And I thought that was a little strange. I don't think most women would make Logan Paul wait.
I heard that.
But maybe, okay, that's not a big deal. And then it goes on a little further, and then he's fighting Dylan Dennis, who's this MMA guy, and Dylan, they get into a beef because apparently Jake Paul slept with Dylan Dennis's ex, and so Logan starts posting pictures of Nina Agdal. So I'm sorry, Dylan Dennis starts posting pictures of Nina Agdal. At first it's one photo, then another, then it's Leonardo DiCaprio touching her face. Then it's another dude grabbing her ass.
Oh, I've seen that. Okay.
Then another, then another, then another. So after the
celebrities she's been with me.
after the first 20, it's funny. Then there's a video of her being like, I just want a big fat sausage. Can someone send me over a big fat, nobody clip this, a big fat dick that I can just destroy my insides. So she makes that video. That video comes out and like, okay, that's not good. That would be a little embarrassing for me. But like, if this isn't her past, it's not that huge of a deal. Then another 20 come out. Then another 20, then another. Yeah. Now it's 115 dudes. Photos groping ass. Wow. Another video where she's like, I sucked a dick in a full football stadium once, and it's just like it gets worse and worse.
Right. She was living her life.
At this point, I'm like, okay,
she's Kim Kardashian.
The girl lived her life 10 years ago. She had a good time. No, Kim Kardashian didn't do anything like this. Is like this is 10 times worse than anything I've ever seen. At the end, I was thinking, okay, so
this is who Logan's getting ready to marry,
and she's 5 years older than him. Okay, now here's the next part. At that point, I'm like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. If Logan owns this or says, hey, man, we're going to call the wedding off. Hey, guys, I took an L on this one. Thank you guys for supporting me, whatever. I've been like, congratulations, Logan. It was a good teaching moment for us. You know what I'm saying? The guy who gets up and goes, hey, my name is John, and I'm an alcoholic, and he tells his stories, and people can learn from his mistakes. And I thought that's what Logan was going to do. You know what Logan does? He goes, yeah, she's only been with 5 dudes. She's an angel. And I'm like, 5?
Wow.
5? 5, bro. Like, what do you?
Yeah, like a Sports Illustrated model.
5?
Ayahuasca?
5,000.
5? It was crazy. And then, the thing is, he does this, and then another 40 photos of more dudes she's with. Like, literally, there's no one they could have picked with more dudes than her. I know porn star girls who've been doing porn for 20 years. They don't have photos with this many men. Like, it's crazy.
I was going to say, I've been with a lot of celebrities and stuff like that, but I don't take photos like that, so nobody's ever going to find me.
But here's where I blew my top. It goes, she's been a big model. She's big. People want to take pictures with her. LeBron wanted to take pictures with her.
Right.
No. LeBron James did not want to take pictures with your fucking girlfriend. Your girlfriend wanted to take pictures with LeBron James, and you are fucking capping to try. This is where I had a problem. Like, now, bro, you're lying to me. You put your engagement public.
Do you really think he believed that 5-girl thing?
I mean, even if it was 10, it's still a lie. Like, but the problem is, so here's the issue, right? He said it was public. I'm a performance coach. So, like, for me, I don't dislike. I've met Logan Paul a few times. He's been nothing but nice to me. I'm a performance coach. I have to look at people's lifestyle sometimes and say, hey, this is a teaching moment for us, right? We can look at different things. I went to Air War College. We would look at Vietnam and we would look at World War II and say, what are the lessons we can learn from this? I look at Logan Paul. I have a bunch of clients who are high net worth individuals and they want to get married someday. And I'm like, let's look at the Logan Paul situation. What can we learn from this? And when I look at the situation, I'm saying either she's lying to him or he's lying to me. But what makes let me say this. If you're a high status guy, you're listening to this. When I say high status, like you make a lot of money or you got some stuff going for you. Specifically what I mean is you have a lot of women chasing after you. You're a high status guy. Right. If you're a high status guy, even you can get cheated on. Every guy can get cheated on. It doesn't matter how high status you are. You can get cheated on.
And high status don't really mean money.
There you go. It could be a bunch of, you could be really funny, potential, a bunch of stuff. You could be an associate at a law firm, or you could be a doctor going through your, your practice, whatever. In those cases, the L is not getting cheated on. That's actually not the L. I've said this before. Anytime a girl cheats on you, she's doing you a favor. The L is not getting cheated on. The L is then going back and lying to your friends, coping, telling your friends that everything's going to be fine.
You're fucking dope.
And then after you do that, then you get back with her, and then she cheats on you again. That's the actual L.
That's like getting burnt, and then you don't tell her, and then you fuck her again, and then both of you guys are burnt again.
The biggest thing the biggest thing to me with cheating, like, so back when I was 30 and I went into drug rehab, one of the things that happened is I got cheated on for my first time that I knew of. so I don't even want to say it could have happened, but it's the first time I knew about. But that shit changed my whole life.
Yeah.
I was just like, and I had cheated on 1 million people, and I was like, holy shit, I can't believe this happened to me. But, you know, from that day forward, you know, I tell people still to this day, even living in Vegas, I'm like, I don't cheat on people.
Yeah.
And they are like, oh, well, what do you think? And I'm like, no. I did cheat on people all the time, you know, but I did hit a point where I was like, it happened to me, and I was like, it was so, it's the embarrassment.
It's the embarrassment.
Everybody seeing this around you and them doing that. You know, your friends see. I always tell people, everybody sees, everybody knows.
Yeah.
Listen, my uncle used to tell me you can have as many bitches as you want, but if they not sitting at the same table discussing what they going to get you for your birthday, you're not a player. That's not being a player.
Oh, wow.
If you got to tell the bitches that you with, like, that she's one of y'all, and she's one of y'all, and she's one of y'all.
I don't.
That's your sister.
What's the statistics?
Hey,
Sister.
how you doing, honey?
What's the statistics of?
Hey, I'm married now. I'm saying that's
No,
that's
but
still
the
true,
funny thing is, Rach is in a group chat that my girlfriend is leading right now for my birthday party. It's funny that you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Come on, man. It's real shit I'm saying.
Yeah.
Have
Not
you
a
seen
player
that
unless
before?
you do that.
What?
What are you saying? Girls all being like,
I live that currently.
There you go.
Like,
Oh.
but there is one girl who understands. My girlfriend understands. She's in charge whenever we go do stuff. We'll go on.
That's good.
We'll go out. We'll on vacation with girls together or whatever. But she's the leader.
now, do you think
And you
on
let
that?
her be
I like
the
that.
leader.
Yes.
And you have to
Yes.
let them be the leader.
You have,
Yeah.
I believe you have
You
to
do.
let them be in that case. But you know,
Absolutely.
anybody that I've talked to with the whole poly type of thing, and I know that that's not poly, but
Polygyny.
It is
What I do,
kinda.
what I do is called polygyny. What you're referring to is polyamory.
yeah.
Right.
And I just, you know, I was talking to, we had a few on our show, and it's like their relationship never went over 6 months. So in changing it to what like you do, does that at some point, whether it's 6 months, a year down the road, is there finally when a girl's finally like, you know what, I don't want this to happen no more?
Yeah. So I think
hell
it'll.
is that?
I think it'll.
That's a
I think
crazy ring.
it'll stop happening.
Yeah.
It would stop happening if the girl was, say, like compromising in order to make you happy. Then for sure, if the woman is actually into women, then you won't be an issue. Like actually, the couples that I know in Vegas that have lasted the longest are where a woman is bisexual. She's very much like she doesn't. You don't have to ask her to go be with other women. She would like break up with you if you told her to not be with other women. Does that make sense?
They go get the women for you.
Yeah, but like but that's the you have to find that. And that's
But
less-
human nature, though. I mean, do you, at no point do they get upset, like, or like
I
saying
think they progressively gets less upset once she understands that she's
Boom.
not going to lose you because of this type of situation. Yeah.
And listen, let me say this: Muslims in the Muslim culture, you can have 2 wives, but your first wife, has to pick your second wife.
Yeah.
It's not about
Oh, wow.
your
I would
pick.
be down with that.
It's not about
Yeah,
your pick.
I
It's
would be
about
down
you
with
let
that. Down with
her.
that?
Yeah.
That's why I said you got to lead. That's why I'm saying you have to let him lead. Like you have to.
Yeah.
That's the only way it's gonna work.
Yeah, no, it won't work if you're dealing with a woman who's heterosexual and just compromising because you have a lot of
Right.
money and she's tolerating it for a certain amount of time.
Right.
That
Right.
woman will then leave.
well, that's why I think I said that to you last time you were on here. I know, especially here in Vegas, girls, if they see a high status guy and that's what you're into, and you tell them that, you're upfront with them. I believe that they may say that because they want to be with you.
Yeah.
But that's gonna that tide is gonna change. At
Yeah,
some
that
point.
wears off.
I'd
That
say
wears
about
off.
5-6 months, you're going to figure out whether or not it's true. And for us, things just got better.